Happy anniversary.
How about that?
To Alyssa.
Is it happy? Like, imagine 27. 27 years of marriage with me. I'm sorry, just thinking about it made me sort of lose. It is
understandable.
I was going to start with something else, but I wonder where we are on the state of marriage today. There's been a lot of conversation about not what you're like. Let's call Alyssa.
No. We certainly could. No, my thought was, we had talked earlier today. This is pulling back the curtain a little bit.
Right.
You wanted to start with something light, and now you're coming up with state of marriage.
I think that's lighter than other topics. It's been a heavy week. It's been a heavy couple.
Yeah, no, that was my look.
And this is a lighthearted. Well, I guess it depends on how your marriage is going. 27 years of marriage. And today, marriage and the concept of marriage and the idea of marriage is really front and center very much in the political conversation as to what is the best path forward for our country. What is the path to get back towards kind of, I don't want to say civil society, but I think there's this idea among some that in our zeal to embrace the fact that everybody's different and everybody has different goals and everybody has different ideas, that we've lost some of the common threads that over hundreds of years have kept us functioning as a society. And one of those threads is sort of the family unit, the marriage, which I do not believe that marriage has to be between a man and a woman for this to have success. I used to think that. I grew up Catholic. I grew up in a fairly traditional family with, fairly, by today's standards, I grew up in the 1950s, right? But I grew up in a very traditional family with the Catholic idea of what marriage was, man and a woman, and what marriage was about, which is love, yes, loyalty also, right? Bigger than just love. You made a commitment, and now you live that out. And I think we saw our parents sometimes live that out to their detriment, right? Where you think their loyalty to each other and their loyalty to the concept of marriage, in some cases, outlasted its usefulness, maybe, right? Where you think, okay, and I've counseled friends on this before, and when you hit sort of my age, although maybe it happens younger too. You have friends who are married who end up in crisis, and almost anybody who's been married any period of time has hit crisis of one form or another at some point, and you face this inflection point, like, am I in or out? Ultimately, it's a pretty simple up and down. Is this too broad of a question for you guys to just weigh in with your thoughts on marriage? 651-461-9226. Because it's in flux. It's always changing, right? And there is this idea largely being, first it was pushed by Elon Musk. It's certainly part of the conversations that Charlie Kirk had that are being brought forward today. Everybody brings forward the Charlie Kirk stories that fit whatever their belief is. But certainly part of what he was talking about was this idea that we have to go back to a traditional family. I think it's hard for us to talk about this without looking at our own literal experience, right? So my family, come on, we met in college, in a theology class, at a Jesuit university at Marquette University in Milwaukee. Our first date was at a church polka festival in the basement of a Milwaukee church where they had a meat raffle going on all around the room.
Of course they did.
Signs that said, how about a canned ham? which just reminded me of Letterman. It felt like a Letterman bit, like I was walking into a Letterman bit. That was our first date. The fact that Alyssa was down with that as our first date, certainly at the time we didn't realize how indicative that would be of our future together, but indeed here we are. She probably sometimes feels like she's in the middle of a Letterman bit. I'll say, like, for my sons, I hope they get married. I hope they get married. I hope they have kids. Now, Dan, you're someone who you are single.
Very anxious to see how you're going to describe this here, but please go ahead.
Well,
yes, I am single.
And I feel like, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like you have a really fulfilling, rich life.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to talk about this kind of stuff because you're like, I'm not saying that people should, like, I wouldn't tell you,
right,
go get married.
Right.
You should get married. And I do think for stability, for family, for our culture, like, it's better to have family units. It's better to have marriage. And I think that for young people, they're waiting longer. Now, when you say it's better to have marriage, is it better to have a bad marriage versus no marriage?
Right.
No.
I think that's
but
I think that's what gets lost a little bit in this discussion is when you talk about marriage as in its societal function.
Yes.
Is it useful to have family units in a society? Yes, absolutely. Does that mean everybody has to pair up into a family unit? No, of course it doesn't. But it's easy that shorthand becomes easy and quick and simple. And then there becomes this societal pressure to say, well, why haven't you gotten married?
Right.
Is there something wrong with you?
Yeah.
Because the expectation is that's what everybody's going to do. And that to me leads way too many people to say, well, I kind of like this person. It seems like it'd be a good match. Let's just go ahead and get married. And then you find out 5 years into it, 10 years into it, oh, this was a bad idea. And we've become so enamored with the idea of marriage as a legal contract that we can then get out of as easily as we got into it. That it creates this instability. We're expecting people to get into this thing, but we're treating it as something that isn't a lifelong commitment, that isn't a covenantal commitment, that's a contractual obligation until I decide I no longer want to be part of this contract anymore. And we wonder why the divorce rates are what the divorce rates are, regardless of that story we saw the other day.
Today, the first marriages are happening much later. So the average age of first marriage is about 32, 33. I got married at 23.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny now to be 50 and look at my 20-year-old son and think, oh boy, do I want, I mean, my parents and Alyssa's parents did not like try to talk us out of getting married. But I have to wonder if they were thinking like, oh boy. Because I think I would feel.
But there's generational. I mean, I think my parents were 20 and 19 when they got married, right? I mean, I remember very specifically getting to that age and going, there's no way I'm mature enough to handle that kind of commitment at this point in my life. It would never even occur to me at that age to do it. Yeah. But again, there was societal expectations that you paired up and you got married, you moved out of your parents' homes and went and did your thing. But that's just how it worked. And we've since realized there's a whole lot of more options out there that make more sense to some people. Look, if that works for people, that works for people. I'm not knocking it. I just think the expectations have changed, and I think in a good way.
651-461-9226. Is marriage good? I do think today, because we want to be compassionate and caring and thoughtful, we take the easy way out on this conversation, which the easy way out is to say every single person has a different scenario and different options and different choices. So I cannot make a blanket statement that marriage is good or bad. And I do think that sort of reductive nature of this conversation, I think it's wrong. I think marriage is good. I think marriage is objectively good. Marriage and families and having kids is good. It makes society stronger. Obviously, you need kids to continue the future of civilization. So there's sort of a necessary function there. I think there are bad marriages. I think there are people who should get out of their marriage. I'm not villainizing divorce, and I'm not villainizing being single. But I do think, like, in this desire to be caring and compassionate for everybody's individual circumstance, we maybe as a society have lost the overall truth, which is marriage is good. 651-461-9226. Let's go to the phones. Oh, no, let's not go to the phones. Let's take a break. Couple texts coming in. Ooh, this is a good question. What would I do if one of my sons came home and said that they got a girl pregnant? Would I force them to get married? Lots to unpack there. We'll talk about that in just a minute here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Tureen Dermatology is ready to take care of you. It's Jason for my friends at Tureen Dermatology. Man, I love these guys. Tureen is unbelievable team of board-certified providers. Dr. Mohiba Tureen is my dermatologist, but if you go to Tureen Dermatology at one of their 9 locations all over the Twin Cities, you're going to meet with a board-certified provider. Amazing. They got more than 25 of them, and they can help you with everything from breakouts to eczema, no matter what your skin type is. I think a lot of people feel like their skin issues are no big deal. It's kind of small. I don't need to go make an appointment. And I certainly don't want to wait 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get an appointment. Tureen Dermatology believes that even if it seems small, your skin deserves it. It deserves attention. So make the appointment. And they keep room on the books for everyone to get in within 3 weeks. If you reach out today to Tureen, Tareen, dermatology.com, they will see you within 3 weeks. It's a guarantee. It's what they do for CCO listeners because they want to make sure you get the skincare you deserve. 9 locations. They're in Hudson. They're in Lakeville. They're in Lindstrom. All new, beautiful clinics. You will feel so good right from the minute you walk in the door. I'm a patient. I love the team at Tureen. Reach out. Tell me how it goes. Book an appointment today at TureenDermatology.com.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Just added to Farm Aid 40, Kenny Chesney, plus Winona Judd and Steve Earle. Saturday, September 20th, Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Also featuring Willie Nelson and family, Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts, Sean Mellencamp, Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds, Margot Price, Billy Strings, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, Trampled by Turtles, and more. Farm Aid 40, a full day of music, homegrown food, and activities. On sale now at farmaid40.org and 1-800-YOU-GOPHER.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA.
It's just garbage every day. it's doing us serious damage.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Well, we're celebrating my 27th wedding anniversary by asking if marriage is good or bad. I'm 100% on good. 100% on good. Texters say my never married successful daughter has a long-term boyfriend. They are thinking about getting married. He is a widower and I think a decent person, but he is 65. So I'm not in favor of this significant age difference. Yeah, I feel like I see like one of my best friends from childhood, his younger sister just married a guy who is over 65. So there's like a 20-year age difference. And like, they don't love it. Love, the heart does what the heart wants. That does sort of challenge the like, is marriage good? Like, okay, yeah, there always are circumstances where it's like, yep, it's going to be a bad marriage or bad. But do I think the institution has a place today? Do I think it is more useful and more important than most people talk about? I do. John in Minneapolis, you are on the CCO Talk and text line 651-461-9226. Thanks for calling in. Go ahead, John.
Well, happy anniversary, Jason.
Thank you.
And I have to say, I was married for 35 years. It was wonderful. My wife passed away about 3 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
I said I'd never get married again. And I just proposed to someone last weekend.
Oh, John, congratulations.
And I'm very happy.
Oh, my gosh.
So, and I'm 11 years older. I had no kids in the first marriage, and she has 6.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a whole new world.
It caught you. Did it catch you by surprise, the fact that you caught feelings in that way again?
Yes.
Yeah. And
it was.
And I mean that I ask this with no judgment, but I wonder if you were judging yourself, right? Like you were somehow being unfaithful to your first
It was a little difficult at first, yes. Yeah. But my wife promised me when she passed away, it was kind of a long illness, that I would not wait and that I would get married again.
Oh.
She, in fact, went as far as to give me a list of her friends who she thought might be available.
Oh, man.
So I didn't feel so bad about it.
Bill,
I just happened to meet someone who's just a terrific person, and she wanted to get married. I wasn't so sure, but I thought after a while, well, if it's that important to her, I will ask the question. So over Labor Day weekend, I took her to New York City, and I proposed in Central Park.
John, so that does bring us to the broader question, right? Because it was important to her to be married. Because you could have been in a long-term relationship, you could have been the boyfriend, whatever. But this does go to the fact that I do think there's something in the way we're wired that formal commitment has a place and is important and is meaningful.
Well, and she was married before, but she was married in Africa. And basically that meant someone showed up at her house with 4 cows and 3 goats. And so she'd never had a ring. She'd never had a ceremony. And so we both were raised Catholic. She's more devout than I am by far. But it just felt right.
The 6 kids sort of gives that message, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. Yeah. Which is the surprising thing is that's one of the things I enjoy most.
John, I just can hear the love in your voice, and it's so meaningful to me that you called. I'm so glad you shared that story, and I'm just like overjoyed with excitement for you.
Well, and to any of my friends listening out there who know who I am, surprise! I've hardly told anyone. So.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. It's so good, John. Congratulations! I'm so happy for you.
Thank you very much.
It's really cool. That doesn't come from when you decide to go steady. It just doesn't. Like, I know we want to think we can recreate all of these institutions and do it however we want, and it's a modern era and blah, blah, blah. But come on. Mary, I feel sorry that you have to follow that. That was quite a call.
I know. Thanks a lot, Jason. I could have gone before him, but no, I have to follow that. I don't know if I can.
Not fair.
But I've been married for 43 years, and I got married when I was 20. My husband was 24. And I would say it's good because we've been married that long, but it is hard. It is very hard. And there's a lot of attention to detail and a lot of, I'm saying I'm sorry, but
yeah.
I wish John all the best
Yeah.
in his second marriage. But yeah, it takes a lot of commitment to make it work.
I had to learn a lot, Mary. I think the way that like I would resolve conflict when we first got married was not healthy. And it was my fault. It was my fault. Like I was always typical male trying to fix things, not really listening and not just letting emotions happen. Like I was trying to be the repair, the first aid and whatever the issue was. It took a lot of humbleness of realizing like, oh, the way I thought was the right way was not the right way.
Yeah. And I also think you bring into your marriage how you were raised and what your parents did versus what his parents did. And that's a lot of adjustment too, because that's not always right.
Yeah. That's one of the hardest things, right? To untangle and to realize that like you do carry the weight of what your parents and what their parents, and that's like sort of in all of us, even if we don't realize it.
Exactly. So happy anniversary.
Thank you. Really good. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it. Bill in New Hope, you're on CCO. Bill, do you think marriage still has a place today?
Well, I can say this much. Let me just preface that with there was a saying back in the counterculture days of the 60s and early 70s that marriage is a ridiculous tribal right. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with marriage. It's the engagement and the wedding. All of that formality and preparation. And gosh, I don't think I could handle that. And for myself, too, I wasn't for or against children, but once you have a child, you're responsible for 18 years at least. Back in my day, it would have been 18, maybe 20. Now it's up to 25 because they'll stay at home to make enough money to get an apartment, or they're going to school and so forth. And I just couldn't imagine. And then you have a kid and you got to, he's going to drown in the pool. He's going to drown in the bathtub. He's going to run across the street, get hit. Going to fall off the bicycle. I would have died at 40 or 50 from a heart attack.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill. It is a lot. Like it's a lot to worry about. I think you can be married and not have kids if like that is too overwhelming. I think that's great. I do think a lot of us with kids could learn to stop asking people without kids what they're waiting for or if they're going to. Really great calls, great texts. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. We'll take a break. When we come back, our friend Joe Tamburino, who joins us often as a legal analyst, wrote an op-ed for the Star Tribune today asking this question: why did it take mass shootings for the city and the county to finally do something in this summer of homeless encampments? Joe will join us in just a minute here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I was just talking to my guy Kevin over at JH and Sons today, and this weekend with the weather being kind of man, it's a great time to get to JH and Sons at the Galleria in Edina and go get yourself some new clothes, get yourself ready to rock for the fall. JH and Sons is my number one stop when it comes to looking for really luxury, quality, specialty men's clothing. The Halberstadts have been getting it done in this state for more than 50 years. They started in St. Cloud. They've expanded. They're in Sioux Falls and Omaha. And a lot of I was talking to a guy last night who used to work at Hubert White, the luxury high-end men's tailoring, men's clothing store right in downtown Minneapolis. A lot of the team that you'll see at JH and Sons was making Minnesota men look amazing at Hubert White. The team is what makes it special. Great clothing, you bet. They travel all over the world, all over the country to find the greatest new brands, the greatest style, the greatest fashion. But it's the people. Because, right, like we need help. Guys or women who take care of guys or guys who take care of guys. Get to JH and Sons. JHandsons.com. They're at the Galleria. Sign up for their text or their email list so you stay updated on sales. They've got a big trunk show coming October 4th. But get to JH and Sons at the Galleria. Stop by this weekend.
I'm John Taft, Vice Chairman of Baird. For over 100 years, Baird's people and expertise have made a difference in the financial advice and services we provide. Our experts on 3 continents combine diverse backgrounds and perspectives to meet your needs. Being nationally recognized as a great place to work helps Baird attract the best people in our industry to advise you. Experience a different kind of financial partnership. Discover the Baird difference. Visit BairdTwinCities.com.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-547-6420. That's 800-547-6420. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-547-6420. That's 800-547-6420 today.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Some scattered showers across the metro. Be prepared for it. Make sure you're buckled up. Make sure your headlights are on as well. Crash working South 35E near Cayuga Street. The activity moved out to the left side, into the left lane a little bit. Traffic is slow as you come down from Highway 36. Also got rain in that part of the metro. Highway 36, that's a bit on the slow side as midway between Rice Street and 35W. 394 eastbound is jammed up 100 into Minneapolis. Terry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan. They're at Dickeys.com. Here is Chris Schaefer.
Can't shake the chance of showers. It lingers into the night tonight. 63 the overnight low. There'll be plenty of dry time again tomorrow, but scattered showers are still possible with a high of 74. Mostly cloudy, 75 on Sunday. Our highs will be hanging in the 70s next week. Fall officially arrives on Monday. Pretty nice kickoff, partly cloudy and 77.
Some of these showers are heavy. Most of it right now is towards the East Metro. So the heavy line of showers just running right along the St. Croix River. Right now in St. Paul, it's 71 on CC.
Jason DeRusha.
He's such a bright spot, isn't it? It's just like, seems like every day, really high marks.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
It took 7 being shot for the city of Minneapolis to finally shut down an encampment. That's the headline on an opinion piece that our friend Joe Tamburino wrote. It's published at StarTribune.com today. And Joe always comes in and answers my questions about legal topics in the news. So we thought, well, Joe wrote a thing. We got to have him on to talk about it. And it's good to have you here, Joe.
Thanks for having me.
So the premise really is something that you've been talking about since the beginning of the summer, which is that encampments are going to happen again. And the city, in your view, has done what about that?
Well, I think the mayor has tried to work to prevent these, but he needs the support of the city council. As I mentioned in the piece from the other day, there are 13 city council members, but really only 3, Rainville, Vita, and Palmisano, give the mayor any type of help in this. So, a mayor can only do so much. Even under a strong mayoral system, you need the support of the city council.
In this piece, you talk about the fact, and it is just reality. I don't think anybody can argue this point. The reality is the homeless encampments were allowed to just kind of continue again, another summer of people. And in this case, we had a private business owner.
That's right.
Who said, all right, I'm going to turn my kind of open driveway, paved area into an encampment. And the city seemed unable to deal with this. Are there legal recourses that they can have? Is it legal to tell a private property owner, got to clear it out?
Yes, absolutely. We have local ordinances, Minneapolis ordinances. There are also state laws. There's even a state law that at a community health board, which Minneapolis has, most cities do, can go to a property where there is a extreme health issue, filth, some type of, where people could get sick, unsafe, and you can abate that, meaning you could go in and remove that with proper notice. Also, you can go to court and get a warrant. I mean, you can simply say to the property owner, look, we're giving you 10 days to get rid of this. If you don't do this, we're going right into court. You could show them what you're about to file. You will likely win that. And then you can start removing this. And I think, right now, what have we seen Minneapolis do? They went in and they removed it.
Right. So I 100% agree with you that the city fully has the authority to do this. But I think the reason that some city council members don't want to do anything about it, and the reason frankly, it's voters who are sending these city council members into these jobs also are saying like, I don't want to just clear people out. It's the concern of like, where are we going to put them? Do we have enough beds? And there seems to be a constant dispute as to like, is there enough room? Is there not? Are people choosing to be in an encampment rather than being in a bed? Again, my understanding is there are not enough beds if you took 100% of the people in these homeless encampments and put them into a place if they agreed to go and agreed to follow the rule. Do we have enough room for them? I don't know if we do.
Well, every now and then we do hear that there are not enough beds on certain occasions.
Yeah.
We don't hear that there's constantly not enough beds. But
it's because people don't want to go into them, right?
That's
like
right.
That is the fundamental issue.
That's right.
People want to be, many of the people in encampments have said, we feel safer in an encampment, which they probably do. Although certainly anybody who lives around them does not feel safe. And now you see 2 times there have been shootings.
That's right.
I mean, it's not as safe. To me, it's a no-brainer. This is not safe. This is dangerous for the people living there.
That's right.
And it's no way to run a city.
That's exactly right. And here's what is.
But we got to do something with these folks. That's
Yes.
the other part. Like, are we really willing to spend the money to do what it takes to put them somewhere?
But you could do 2 things at once. And this city council, except for those 3 council members, they always keep coming back to, well, we have to go to the root problem. You can still do that and enforce laws, because you can't have people shooting up, creating fires, shooting in homeless encampments. You just can't have that in a civilized city. So you could break that up. not let it happen, and then work on the other problems. It's not an either or. But, it seems like a lot of these city council members keep framing this as an either or, and it is not.
Joe Tamburino is with us. He wrote in an opinion piece this week in the Star Tribune that homeless encampments are not safe and they should not be allowed to form or spread. Joe, sometimes I wonder if we're in the upside down world. Like, that is a statement that I feel like would not have been controversial very long ago.
Right.
Now, we used to not really have this problem. I used to do work for People Serving People, the homeless shelter in downtown Minneapolis. And the biggest challenge People Serving People had when they were trying to raise money is that no one believed we had homeless people in Minnesota because we didn't have, it was cold. Like, homeless people were not camping out under bridges. You'd have the occasional person with the sign. That was it. Today, we know there's a problem. So how do we get from where I think 80% of the metro area is, which is we can't have these homeless encampments, to like, what's the next step? You're proposing the easy part, I think. Clear it out. Clear it out.
I wish it was that easy, because if it was that easy
It's
for the
pretty
city,
easy, right? It's politically, it's
to me
hard.
it is, but politically you're right. It's difficult.
But it's because
to
you
do.
got to do the other side also. You have to really, because otherwise, if you just shoo people away, we've seen they just relocate to the light rail or they relocate to other spots. Like, just scattering folks doesn't really get us anywhere, does it?
Well, scattering doesn't get you anywhere in the long run, but it sure alleviates problem areas because, if you're a resident of Minneapolis, you're a tax-paying person, you're living the right way, you're doing the right thing, you're not bothering anybody, but yet you've got people, 20, 40, 50 people creating all these crimes next door. You're going to want that broken up, and you deserve to have that broken up. Now, in terms of the long systemic issues, that is a statewide and national issue. So yes, we should look to leaders other than our local leaders. The city council and the mayor needs to do what needs to happen here in Minneapolis. In terms of the bigger issues, that's why we have U.S. senators and governors and presidents and people in Congress.
I think you land on the correct side of this, which is the city of Minneapolis, in many ways, has been forced to try to not only deal with the immediate issue, which I'm with you, clear it out. Clear it out. We have zoning rules that require like the setback of your house from the sidewalk. We certainly can't allow people to just have a camp in the middle of neighborhoods. To me, this is very obvious.
Right.
But the bigger issue to me is a regional issue. It's a county issue. It's a state issue. The city of Minneapolis should not be charged with solving where you're going to put people who are homeless. We need a bigger solution. And we've been relying on nonprofits to solve the issue. Largely religious kind of social service agencies. Like if we care about this stuff, the state and the county, especially the county, what is the county stepping up in a significant enough way?
No, they are not. And that goes to the county commissioners. And I'm glad you brought that up because the county has a lot to offer here. But unfortunately, a lot of detox facilities have either been closed or severely scaled back, like 1800 Chicago. It used to be only 5-10 years ago that if someone who was a complete inebriate, who was hooked on whatever it was, drugs, can't take care of themselves, they're sleeping on the street, there were detox facilities. But for some reason, county, local governments have basically closed them.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's my understanding, and this isn't always the concern, but it is a large obstacle for people who are in an encampment not going into a county run or county sanctioned homeless facility, is because people are hooked on drugs or hooked on, well, it's mostly drugs.
Right.
And they don't want to be sober, or they don't want to follow the rules about like not having sex in the homeless shelter.
Right.
And so they say, forget it. I'm not going to go in the back.
Well, that's right. I mean, unless
that's a tougher problem. I don't know how we solve that one.
Right. Unless you do what's called a civil commitment on someone where you force them into treatment or some type of psychiatric treatment, you're not going to be able to do that. And, not everybody needs to be committed, of course, but people have free will. They have individual rights. If they want to keep using and don't want to go into their shelter, well, that's up to them. But I find, like, think of the juxtaposition here. If you called the city and said, my neighbor has a dogfighting ring next door, I could guarantee that will be closed down like that. Everybody would be up in arms. That thing would be closed down immediately. But you get a homeless encampment and people are shooting up and there's guns and the toilet facilities are not even close to being hygienic and people are fighting. No, it takes forever. I mean, but think of that. Dog fighting, that would be closed within 24 hours. But something like this, no, it seems to take forever.
Yeah, it is an interesting juxtaposition. It does go to what I think has been a bigger problem in our city, which is the correct discussion about longer term systemic issues. But in the meantime, like things are going to hell in certain areas, not the whole city. You know what I mean? It's like we got to take care of the now in some areas. And yes, we can also be working on the bigger issues, but like the bigger issue is not going to be solved by the end of the summer, right? And now how many people are shot?
That's right. It's not going to be solved by the end of the summer. And I completely agree that there needs to be beds and facilities for people to be housed, for them to get nutrition and hygiene. But again, they have to be willing to do that. And there has to be the resources. And that's got to come from at least a state, if not a national level.
Yeah. And we've seen some of that money that was COVID related money to try to solve some of this stuff is dried up. Right. And you say like, all right, if we're serious about this, we got to do both. Joe, I think it's a really good piece, and I hope people will read it at startribune.com. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Joe Tamburino with us here on CCO. We'll break in a minute. A different experience in downtown Minneapolis. A good one that I had, a great one actually last night. We'll talk about it when we come back.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason here with a weekend message for you this weekend as you're looking out there at the rain and the clouds and thinking, man, fall is here. And you look in your backyard. You're like, man, that tree looks like garbage. That perennial garden isn't the way I would like it to be. Too bad I got to wait till spring. You do not have to wait. You should not wait, in fact. Professional Turf wants you to do your landscape project this fall. The fall is a great time of year to plant new trees, shrubs, and perennials because the soil's a little cooler. The roots take hold better. You need less water to kind of keep them alive, and then no problem through the cold winter season. Now, when it comes to the hardscape stuff, no problem. No reason why ProTurf shouldn't be at your house, putting down beautiful paver patios or a rock retaining wall or maybe a new driveway. Reach out at professionalturf.com. And right now, CCO listeners are going to give you a free tree, free 6-foot spruce, 6-foot spruce, or 2-inch, what is it? It's a sugar maple tree. Oh, boy, those look so good in the fall. The sugar maple. I got one in my backyard. Gorgeous. ProTurf takes care of my family's yard. They are amazing. I want you to reach out. Do it online. You can get a free estimate at professionalturf.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
Billshappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to billshappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Chef IQ Sense. You're going to find a jam up in place for 494 westbound. It's car 5 that's been extinguished, just waiting for the tow to arrive to clear it out. West 494 is make way toward Highway 100. Look for that far right lane to be shut down. Drive as slow and go as you come away from Portland Avenue. South 35W jammed up pretty much as you make way past Johnson Parkway all the way down, or Johnson Street rather, all the way down to the Highway 62 Commons area. South 35E, accident working, left shoulder. Traffic is jammed up as you come down from Little Canada Road and got some rain on that east side of the metro as well. Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that perfectly cooks your food. Chef IQ Probe is inserted into your food and connects to the Chef IQ app to ensure you never under or overcook your food. It's that simple. Order now on chefiq.com with code word WCCO for 15% off. Sherry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast brought to you by Moderna. Tonight, scattered showers possible. Low is 63. Tomorrow and Sunday, 75 is the high. Tomorrow, Saturday, you got a higher chance of rain. Sunday looks pretty good. 75. Some friends in White Bear Lake are having their last pool day. Sad. Summer's almost over, everyone. A little bit of rain on the east side and out near Hutch on CCO.
Broadcasting from the dailyagenda.com studios, this is News Talk 830 WCCO. Where do Minnesota insiders get their news in an informed way? Analysis and perspective that'll make you smarter at the water cooler. Thedailyagenda.com.
All right, last night I got a chance to check out the opening at Kickernick Gallery. You may have heard me talking about the opening there last night over the last couple weeks. So cool. It was really great. 13 different artists. I got to meet a bunch of the artists. Scott Seekins. Do you know Scott Seekins? Have you heard of Scott Seekins? In the Twin Cities, there's this guy, Scott Seekins, an artist. He's a wonderful artist. He has 2 seasons. In the summer, he wears white. And then in the winter, he wears black. So I was kind of wondering, like, there he was last night. Do you wear white or do you wear black? Turns out he must be an equinox guy because he was wearing white. So not a meteorological summer guy or fall guy. When is the equinox? Is it next week, Dan?
Monday.
Monday's the day.
Yeah.
It was great. If you get a chance to go to Kickernick, it's on First Avenue in the Warehouse District. Really, really cool. Card DeSharks coming up at the top of the hour. So we're going to give away $50 at Jester Concepts. So you can go out and have a nice meal on us. That's coming up.
Donate now to Toys for Tots, working year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, has provided over 60 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
No more. React better. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Christopher Cruz. The CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee has ended its two-day meeting with another change to vaccine recommendations. CBS's Mark Strassman in Atlanta reports the committee declined to recommend that all Americans get the COVID-19 shot.
The 12-member panel was handpicked by HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a longtime vaccine skeptic. Some outside medical liaisons working with the panel say the guidance should be more forceful.
Simple, stable recommendations can increase vaccine coverage. COVID-19 vaccines are highly safe and effective.
A recent CBS News poll found 77% of Americans say that COVID shots should be available to people who want them, whether or not they would get one themselves.
There was a sometimes violent confrontation between ICE agents and protesters near Chicago this morning.
It was the fourth demonstration in as many weeks outside the Broadview ICE facility to protest President Trump's immigration crackdown. Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss, who's running for Congress, was part of the protest.
Not only do they come with weapons and violent show of force and drive a van into us, but then they tear gassed us. And I have to tell you, it was terrifying. It was impossible to breathe.
Another Illinois congressional candidate, Kat Abou-Ghazaleh, was thrown to the ground by an ICE agent. ICE says it has rounded up 400 people since Operation Midway Blitz began 2 weeks ago. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
President Trump says his phone call this morning with Chinese President Xi Jinping to discuss the future of TikTok was productive. He said they made progress on the, quote, approval of the TikTok deal. But CBS's Nancy Cordes at the White House says it's not at all clear just what that means.
It sounds like there is still some fine print to be worked out, possibly more than fine print. We simply don't know. And the president still hasn't revealed any details about who exactly would be buying TikTok.
Conservative Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz says if the Trump administration goes after the media, as the president has threatened to do, it will hurt conservatives in the long run.
If the government gets in the business of saying,
what
we
you
don't
can't
like
say
what you, the media, have said, we're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like, that will end up bad for conservatives.
Cruz was talking about the suspension of late-night television host Jimmy Kimmel. He was speaking on his Verdict with Ted Cruz podcast. On Wall Street, the three major indices, the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, all closed at record highs for the second straight day. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Who wants to play card DeSharks for a gift card at Gesture Concepts? Let's go, 651-461-9226.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cloudy, 74 degrees at 4:03. I'm Laura Oakes. Members of the Hennepin County Chiefs of Police Association are not happy with a new policy not to prosecute felonies from routine traffic stops. The standards were unveiled by Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty this week. Hennepin County Sheriff DeWanna Witt.
I want to point out the page of Wednesday Star Tribune headline. 12 shot in Minneapolis in the span of 12 hours. With that amount of violence our area has endured over the last few months, now is not the time to lower the standards for public safety.
Minnetonka Police Chief Scott Borboom, meanwhile, says the new policy doesn't recognize that every community in the county is different and that the standards make it harder for them to do their jobs. The new policy goes into effect on October 15th. A Maple Grove man is in custody charged with making threats of violence as retaliation for the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
A criminal complaint filed in Hennepin County details threatening emails 64-year-old John Allen Sandine sent to the music director at a church in Maple Grove and others. County Attorney Mary Moriarty says Sandine referred to Kirk as his friend multiple times and promised to commit numerous acts of violence against the targeted individuals as retribution. He also made sweeping threats against liberal and left-leaning people and specific ethnic groups. Moriarty calls the threats chilling and extremely graphic and says they will not tolerate threats of politically motivated violence. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
It is the first day of early voting in the Minneapolis and St. Paul municipal elections. Meanwhile, in Hennepin County, casting your ballot just got easier thanks to some new technology.
The machines offer a range of features, including audio ballots and Braille keypads, allowing voters to cast their ballots privately. But their rollout coming just in time for the start of early voting in municipal elections in Minneapolis, voter engagement program manager Carl Landskrener says feedback so far has been overwhelmingly positive.
We ran a survey last year for voters who were voting in Hennepin County at Government Center early using the machine and got very good feedback from that, hearing their feedback and especially hearing them be very positive about how much better of an experience it was really great.
He says the county has over 300 of these machines, enough for every precinct to help ensure a more equitable voting experience. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty revealing on WCCO radio today he's been approached by national Republican Party leaders about running for outgoing Senator Tina Smith's seat. But Pawlenty tells our Chad Hartman his traditional brand of politics doesn't resonate like it used to, and he's not interested.
So I just don't think they're getting through the modern day Republican Party as somebody who's more of a traditional, Reagan Republican would be realistic for me.
And this weekend marks the Minnesota Twins' last homestand of the season with 4 games against Cleveland starting tonight. It is also Fan Appreciation Weekend with a happy hour, chances to win prizes, and even free hot dogs for the snappiest dressers.
We also have a fun promotion on Saturday that if you dress like a hot dog when you come in the gates, you're going to get a free hot dog. So hopefully we'll see a lot of different hot dog variations at the field on Saturday.
Pre-game from Target Field tonight is at 6:30 right here on CCL. And WCCO News Time is 4:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Still working to hook up a earlier car fire. It's been extinguished. They're just getting up onto the flatbed tow now, but look for the right lane to be affected. West 494 as you make way toward Highway 100 with slowdowns back at Portland Avenue. Traveling crosstown westbound, that's a slow rise. Make way towards Cedar Avenue, heading out to 100. And it looks like we may have a crash working now in the area of Lindale. South 35E in the area of Cayuga Street, accident off to the left shoulder. Get ready for the slowdowns. You come down from Little Canada Road. They should clear shortly. In the meantime, expect that heavy traffic and some rain will run that east side of the metro as well. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
The chance of showers will linger into the night tonight. 63 the overnight low. Scattered showers are still possible tomorrow. 74 the afternoon high. Sunday is starting to trend drier. Mostly cloudy, a few isolated showers with a high of 75. Autumn arrives on Monday, and it's going to be a nice day. Partly cloudy and 77.
Cloudy right now, 74 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Streaming live for the 9 to 5 and every other hour of the day too. News Talk 830 WCCO. Available free anywhere in the world on the Odyssey app. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DERUSHA. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, welcome back. It's Card DeSharks time. We got our contestants, right, Dan? We got our poem.
We're good to go.
Going.
Absolutely.
There's one thing we didn't do, one thing I didn't do, and that's deal out the cards. I shuffled them, but Laura's going to deal out the red cards and the blue cards.
Because what we know is I should not be allowed.
Well, I understand last week it was a bit of a train wreck.
I was perhaps the worst deal in the history of the Card DeSharks.
It's,
which is not entirely my fault. I mean, you shuffle the cards come up however they come up, but
right.
It was awful.
Are you telling me these haven't even been shuffled?
They've been shuffled.
Okay.
You just got to actually put them
And
on
how
the board.
many go on
5
each
each.
row? Okay.
Laura, we've been playing this game for 3 years, and you still don't understand the rules. It's amazing. She's a newswoman. She knows the news. This nonsense game, questionable. Can I ask a question about that news update, though, when you're done? Because you have to dress up like a freaking hot dog to get a free hot dog at Target Field. They should be giving everyone a hot dog.
It kind of sounds like the dressing up like a hot dog is kind of
Like
an air
that's a
quotes.
joke?
No, like if you
Oh.
give some kind of an effort,
Huh.
it sounded like they'll still give you a hot dog.
Like if you're wearing like something like in a light pink color as a shirt, you're like, this is like my casing outfit.
Maybe
or-
bring a bottle of ketchup with you or something.
I don't know. Very strange. It does. Fan Appreciation Week. I did ask the general manager of the Twins this week, knowing that this weekend was Fan Appreciation Weekend, if he understood that fans did not feel very appreciated this year. It's still fun to go to a Twins game. It is always fun to go to Target Field. We've been there quite a bit this season. I love it. And also, rough year. Dan, what do you say? We got our contestant. Should we play Card DeSharks?
I think that's a splendid idea.
Let's do it. Hit the thing. Twins season is nearly over. The Lynx are on top. Vikes quarterback drama never seems to stop. So have a great weekend. Kick it off with some flair. Play Card DeSharks now, and you're on the air. On Card DeSharks.
All right.
Very nice. The poet laureate comes through. Always comes through. Excellent. Kristen Olson, thank you. Here are our two contestants. Let's say hello to Linda in Andover. Linda, happy Friday.
Thank you. Happy Friday to you.
What's going on in Andover? What's on the docket for this weekend for you guys?
You know what? There's a lot of rain right now, and I'm not going to dress up like a hot dog.
No. I mean, I will pay for a hot dog before suffering the indignity of dressing like a hot dog.
Oh, come on. Those hot dog costumes are cool.
We do have a hot dog costume
Yeah,
at home,
see?
I think. Like the kids, that was a kid's Halloween.
That's fun.
Now we're recycling the old costumes to the nephews.
Mhm.
That's fine. These things are fine.
Yeah. I could be talked into dressing up red and yellow ketchup and mustard, maybe.
Yeah. What's the price point where you're like, yep, I would want to get something worth at least X number of dollars to where like you would dress up to go out somewhere? I feel like it's got to be more than a hot dog, even a Target Field hot dog. What does a dog cost at Target Field? $6-8?
16.
Six. I don't think it's that. It might be. I don't know. I feel like it's got to be at least like $25 for me to dress up. For me to dress up, it's got to be $100. Let's be real. Let's be real. All right, Linda, stand by. John is in Farmington. John, how's it going?
It's going good. My day's just getting done with, so that's good.
Perfect. Would you dress up like a hot dog for a free hot dog at Target Field?
It'd have to be a $200 hot dog.
That's kind of how I feel about it. All right, here's how we play our game, and we're playing for a $50 gift card to any of the Gesture Concepts restaurants. I know they have Burrow is one of my favorite Gesture Concepts restaurants, and I want you to put on your calendar the Burrow Block Party, which is going to be going on in the North Loop on Saturday, September 27th. So put that in your calendar. It's free. They got live music. You can buy food, you can buy drinks, but it's like a great festival from noon to 10 p.m. Saturday, next Saturday. So pretty good. And in the meantime, go to Burrow and you can use your $50 to go there. Here's how we play. We start with a survey of 100 people. And Linda will give an answer, a numerical answer, 1 to 100. And John will say higher or lower, and then we go to the cards. That's it. So, Linda, here is the first question for you. We surveyed 100 first graders and asked the following question. Someday, would you like to have a kid like you? How many first graders said, yeah, I like someday when I'm all grown up, I'd love to have a kid just like me. Linda, when you were in first grade, looking back, would you want a little Linda?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, you were pretty good, huh? Yeah, I feel like I was a questionable first grader. You know,
How
Laura?
so?
Well, I was just like, I feel like I was a little judgy.
Did you wear a little bow tie and like skip around in plaid pants?
My middle school
say
teacher
nasty
said I
things?
was like the Alex P. Keaton of middle school.
Oh, I can see that.
I think, yeah. I guess the grown-up version of me is not that different from the first grade version of me. Pretty much the same bit. Linda, what do you think? How many first graders said, yes, I'd love to have a kid like me?
I'm going to say 55.
55, says Linda. John, when you were in first grade, would you want another, like a first grade John as a kid?
No.
Right.
No way.
Linda
That would
said
be way too much work.
Too much work, exactly. Linda said 55 would say yes. 55 first graders said, yep, I'd like a kid just like me. Do you think the actual answer is higher or lower?
I'm going to go a little lower.
John says lower. The actual number of first graders who said, yep, I'd like a kid like me is 59. It's a little higher, but you guys, very good answers. So, Linda, you get control of the board. Laura is driving our big board today. And Linda, do you want the red or the blue?
I'm going to go red.
All right, Linda goes red, and Laura flips your opening card. It is a 2. Nice opener. You want to go higher or lower than that 2?
Let's go higher.
Higher than a 2. It is a 6. It is higher. Sort of a tricky card there, the 6, but you can freeze at any point to protect your progress, or you can go for it on a 6. What do you think?
Let's go higher.
All right, why not? Higher than a 6. It is higher. It's a 7, just a little bit higher. And so now you've got that decision again. You've got 3 cards turned, only 2 to go. Do you want to protect your progress by freezing, or do you want to go for it on a 7, higher, lower, freeze? What do you say?
Let's freeze.
All right, Linda makes the safe choice there, freezes, and will freeze as well. Let's take a break. Card DeSharks in effect. Linda in Andover, John in Farmington playing for $50 at Burrow or Parlor or Rustica, the coffee shops, any of the great Gesture Concepts restaurants. Drive Time back in just a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
It is the weekend. It is kind of a fun time if you like to cook at home because you have a little more time to prepare. And Minnesota Pork wants to be a part of that conversation. It's Jason here for our friends at the Minnesota Pork Board. And when you think about what is available for you when it comes to a delicious pork dinner, oh my goodness, the options are really almost endless. And you think about this time of year, you got busy during the week. And on the weekend, man, maybe you're getting together to watch your favorite football team. You know what team that is. Are you doing a pulled pork sandwich? Are you doing pulled pork nachos? Are you doing carnitas? Are you doing ribs? All of it part of the equation. Now, I want you to plan ahead on Sunday when you start thinking about your week. Don't end up in a bind where you're like, oh, you're so overwhelmed driving kids here and there and you don't have time to make dinner. Think about ham sandwiches. Think about meal prepping by doing maybe you make a pork shoulder or pork tenderloin on the weekend and save that to parcel out for weekday dinners. And then ground pork. That's sort of my pork hack if you're looking for a quick dinner. Ground pork, perfect sub for your tacos. It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious. Or maybe you mix that into a spaghetti sauce that you make on Sunday, and off you go. So delicious. So many family farmers, 3,000 of them. Taste what pork can do for you. Visit mnpork.com, but go to your grocery store or butcher shop. Let's have pork for dinner tonight.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I've been turning wrenches for nearly 20 years. And for the longest time, it was chaos. Communication was spotty, PMs got missed, downtime skyrocketed, and accountability practically impossible. Then we switched to Maintain X. Total game changer. Now the whole operation runs through the Maintain X app. Work orders, safety procedures, parts inventory. I manage it all in one place with real-time updates. No more delays, no more surprises.
Maintain X helps maintenance teams run smarter, faster, and more efficiently. Thousands of frontline teams trust Maintain X to maximize uptime, cut costs, and stay audit ready. Start your free trial at maintainx.com. That's maintain and the letter X.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Card DeSharks in effect. Two great contestants with us. Linda in Andover has turned over 3 cards. John in Farmington hasn't had a shot yet, but John, I feel your luck's going to turn, so here we go. This question goes to you, John. We asked 118 to 44-year-olds. So kind of now where I sit, I'm like, the youngsters. We asked the youngsters.
Are you saying 18 to 44?
Correct.
Or 118 to 44?
18.
Okay.
18 to 44-year-olds. 100 of them.
Okay.
There we go. Do you own an alarm clock? They're asked about, smartwatches and grandfather clocks and all different types of clocks. Do you own an alarm clock? How many 18 to 44-year-olds do you think said, yes, I own an alarm clock? What do you think?
46.
46, says John. Do you own an alarm clock, John?
No, I don't.
Yeah. I still have an alarm clock. My wife uses her phone.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Me
you
too.
use your phone
Yeah.
too? Yeah. Back in the TV. Oh, you know what? Do I have an alarm clock?
You probably had one during TV, so
I have
you
one
had a
during
backup,
TV,
right?
but I don't have an alarm clock now. I got rid of it.
Hmm.
We have one in the guest bedroom, but I wouldn't count that. That's
Yeah.
not like my alarm clock.
Yeah.
Linda, what do you think? John says 46. Do you think higher or lower?
I think it's lower.
All right. Linda says lower. This is an actual poll. Some of these Card DeSharks questions, I am skeptical as to whether or not they are real. This is a real poll. And the actual percentage, the actual number is 44. It is a little bit lower, but that's still a lot. It must be the 38 to 44-year-olds doing a lot of work in that category. Kind of interesting. All right, Linda, you get control again. Do you want to change that 7?
Yeah, let's change that bad boy.
All right, the 7 is gone. Laura replaces it with a queen. Oh, goodness. Nice change for you. Higher or lower than a queen?
Lower.
Lower than a queen. It is a 5. It is lower than a queen. And oh, Linda, you're one away. One away from victory here. What do you want to do? Do you want to freeze on the 5 or do you want to go for it? Higher or lower than a 5?
Let's go higher.
Why not? Not much to lose if you're wrong. And it is. It's an ace. It is higher. And Linda in Andover. Linda, you just ran the table. Poor John, you didn't even get to turn a card over.
Oh,
That's all right. You played a great game. It was good. We're so glad you listened. Thank you so much. John, have a great weekend, okay?
Thanks, you guys, too.
We appreciate that. And Linda, congratulations. You win $50 to any Gesture Concept restaurant. They've got, I mentioned that block party that's going on next week at Burrow, and that'll be a ton of fun. But you can use this gift card at any of the different Gesture Concept restaurants. So you can use it at Butcher and the Boar or PS Steak or Burrow or Parlor, a bunch of Parlor restaurants. So lots of good choices for you. But congratulations on the win. Nice work.
awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, stay on the line. Dan will get your information, and we'll get that gift card off to you next week. Laura, great job.
Thank you. I haven't done this in a while.
I know. I was thinking, I'm like, when's the last time we've had the whole gang doing the deal?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
We are nicely staffed in the newsroom today. So on the days when I can't do it, it's usually because I'm by myself.
You're by
and
yourself.
I have to monitor.
And it's probably not a coincidence that you put Laura back in, like an actual adult back in charge of the cards, and suddenly it works out just fine.
Well, what happened last week?
What happened last week
is I was in Chicago.
Yeah, you were in Chicago, so I got to host, and so I was one man banding it, which is fine. But somehow the cards wound up in the most unanticipatable setup you could possibly. Like every time there was like a 5, the next card was a 3, or it was a jack, and then it was a king. It was always opposite of what the intuitive play would be.
Oh.
And it was, I think we must have turned over 6 or 7 cards just in guessing. And I think 2 of them were correct guesses, which is a ridiculous ratio for this game, the way the game usually goes. It was a complete cluster.
And very annoying. Like, people get annoyed. The cards were against
the gal who
players.
lost was kind of frustrated. I don't blame her at all. I would have been frustrated too. I was like apologizing as I was turning over the cards because it was like.
And sometimes the cards are like, it just is almost too easy.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you never, I mean, it turns out when you just shuffle cards, 52 of them, it's relatively random.
Who knew?
Yep.
Yeah, works that way. Well, we're going to go from one Oaks to the next, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
He is in the room.
The younger. Thanks, Laura. We'll hear from Laura at 5:00 with the latest news update on this Friday. It's been kind of a slow Friday. I know Dan gets mad whenever I say that.
Yeah, because you're just tempting fate, my man.
It's been slow.
Oh, don't say that.
And maybe because this week has been so crazy that
we deserve the break.
Every week is crazy. I don't know. It just is.
Does feel that way.
It is what it is. We're going to break in just a minute. Movies. We'll talk movies. Our Gen Z movie critic, Charlie Oakes, is here in the flesh. And so we're going to talk about a couple of movies, including the brand new movie, The Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, with a couple of great actors, Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell, in that one. So we'll talk to Charlie. Should you see it or should you skip it? Charlie Oakes in just a couple minutes here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
It is a new season. It is a chance to renew how you feel about yourself. It's Jason here, Livia Weight Control Centers, inviting you in this new season to bring a new mindset to the table. It is time to kickstart your health, kickstart your well-being, and kickstart your weight loss with Livia Weight Control Centers. So here is the magic of Livia. The award-winning nutrition program is what I used to lose 45 pounds. And what really makes it special is that I have kept that weight off for 2.5 years. Now, you guys know, like, I'm a food critic. I'm out and about. I'm traveling. I'm busy. I have kept the weight off thanks to Livia. Now, today, technology has changed the weight loss game. And GLP-1s, medical weight loss, Livia's all over it. And honestly, I think there's nobody better for you to partner up with because you're getting a partner. Now, GLP-1 medical weight loss is starting at $99 for semaglutide and $199 for tirzepatide. Plus, Livia's got the new microdosing that a lot of people have been checking out. The magic of this is that, yes, the medication's going to do its thing. You will find success, but can you keep the weight off? Can you keep it off? That's where Livia's expertise comes into play. The care is award-winning. The experts are real. The accountability is part of it. So you got a coach cheering you on, and you got a coach telling you, like, hey, get back on track. Not because they want to be right, but because they want you to reach your goals. Real results is what it's all about. Local centers, virtual. Livia's got you covered either way. And right now, for CCO listeners, new clients are saving $100 with code 100READY. If you're a returning client, you reactivate for free and get a $40 credit. So no better time than tonight. Do it now. Livia.com, Livea.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA.
Saying what needs to be said.
The United States of America. We are not united.
Thoughts and prayers is where we start. It's not where we end.
Where the smart people hang out and discuss what really matters.
Israel-Hamas war. Does the Democratic Party have an official position on this?
We're never going to have public transportation system in the Twin Cities that people think we're going to have.
Yeah, some may post great quotes. Here, we drop them live.
If your career careers off and you're not really sure about be here for an additional 8 years, take a shorter deal.
Sometimes you lose an election. You still need to show up.
News Talk 830 WCCO.
Serving the Twin Cities in Western Wisconsin, I'm Mike Coynan, host of Retirement Reality. Retirement planning can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Let's tackle your retirement questions together this Sunday at 6:30 a.m. on News Talk 830 WCCO.
A dry winter can cause cracked, itchy skin and sore throats. Getting a whole home humidifier from Metro Heating and Cooling can help you get in the comfort zone on price and performance. Visit metroheating.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
At Tax Relief Advocates, we get it. Thinking about back taxes to the IRS can be very unsettling. Don't lose hope. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, TRA is resolving taxpayers' delinquent tax problems nationwide once and for all. We could significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you haven't filed your taxes in years or are already facing collections, we can help. We aren't just some run-of-the-mill tax service company. We specialize in helping individuals and businesses with $10,000, $50,000, or even $500,000 in back taxes get speedy resolution. And in many cases, only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. The IRS isn't going anywhere, and neither is your tax problem. To see what tax relief you qualify for, visit TRA.com or call 800-335-8578. 800-335-8578. Again, that's 800-335-8578. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-547-6420. That's 800-547-6420. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-547-6420. That's 800-547-6420 today.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving via the skies. We're together.
Please continue to work to clear out a crash north 35 meaning Victoria Street. Look for left lane to be shut down. Traffic is
Miss
slow as you come
Makima?
up from
Ready to go on a big, bold, beautiful journey?
Well, this is your invitation. The new trailer stops.
University, 94 westbound.
Ready to go on
as you head up into Rogers. Accident working there. Look for the right lane to be affected with slowdowns in place past 610. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast is thanks to our friend, Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Can't shake the chance of showers. It lingers into the night tonight. 63 the overnight low. There'll be plenty of dry time again tomorrow, but scattered showers are still possible with a high of 74. Mostly cloudy, 75 on Sunday. Our highs will be hanging in the 70s next week. Fall officially arrives on Monday. Pretty nice kickoff, partly cloudy and 77.
Looking at the live radar, there is a fair amount of rain out there in the Twin Cities, Lino Lakes, Brooklyn Park, raining all over the immediate metro area, and then also out in the Wilmer, Olivia, Mankato area. It's 71 on CCO.
Drive time with DERUSHA.
I cannot imagine a more embarrassing moment in my life. It is inconceivable that I would ever do such a thing.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
So we live in the same city.
Are you going to ask me out?
Would you like to be asked out?
Relive your past and change your future. We have seen this sort of storyline so many times before, but now it's big stars Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie trying to bring that story to life in the big, beautiful journey. Charlie Oakes is our Gen Z movie reviewer here on Drive Time. He just saw the movie and he joins us. Charlie, it's good to see you in studio.
It's good to see you. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Is this movie big, bold, and or beautiful?
Beautiful.
The sigh says a lot right there.
It's beautiful. It's definitely bold, but I don't know how big it is.
All right. Tell me about these two characters, because this really, when you have a story like this where it is about, like, all right, if we go back in time, like, what would happen? That's sort of the deal, right? That's sort of the premise.
Yeah, if you've ever seen the movie About Time or Secret Life of Walter Mitty, I kind of thought that this one was a combination of those two. And yeah, I mean, you have like two of the biggest stars in the game right now, and I think it's certainly worth seeing. It's a good, just over 90-minute runtime, which I personally think we need more of those.
Me too. This thing, I mean, I am over the 2-hour, 15-minute movie. Unnecessary.
Yeah, it's got to be a spectacle, like like Avatar 3 coming out this winter. If that's 3 hours, which it probably will be, that's fine. But if we're pushing 3 hours on your regular movie, it's too much for me.
When you look at these two characters, like, it's got to be about the chemistry, right? Like, is that what you're buying into? That's the whole story. I mean, the storyline, whatever. But like, is there magic or not?
There's magic.
The sigh again.
Again, the dramatic pause.
There's magic. Well,
negative magic or positive
no,
magic?
very positive magic. I think that this movie lacked in its marketing, and I think when you have Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell, as a couple in a movie, it's like, show that up. Why are we not seeing? I didn't see anything for this unless I was seeing another movie. That was the only time I ever saw a preview. I think it's lacking in marketing, and I think when you have two big names like that, you really have to take advantage of it and draw people in.
It is interesting. One of our YouTube viewers just said, like, I haven't heard anything about this movie.
Exactly. I'm not surprised. And it's worth
the previews look dreadful because also it's not really, it wasn't focusing as much on that personal combo.
Yeah, and I think
the reviews haven't been great.
Yes.
The reviews I've read have been very mixed.
They've been very mixed, and I think it's worth the watch. I don't think the review should scare you. I think Margot Robbie is great. Colin Farrell is great. I think this movie's runtime was too short for its own good. I would have loved to see a more in-depth. Give it another 30 minutes. I know that kind of contradicts what I just said. But at the end of it's only an hour and a half, hour 40 to begin with. So, I mean, give it another 30, 45 and let us build that more emotional connection with the characters. And I think that's what's most important when it's focused on those two going back in time to these places that, we don't really have a connection with. We're kind of supposed to latch onto their connection, but it's like, how do we even do that if we're kind of just getting jumped right into this new world?
Big, bold, beautiful. There's kind of an unusual director in this case.
Yes, yep.
Right? Tell me about that.
Kogonada, I believe South Korean director. He directed a film called Columbus. I actually have not seen Columbus, but I've heard that is his most, critically acclaimed. And he's also directed a film, another one with Colin Farrell called After Yang, which is it's pretty good. It's a sci-fi film about a robot and its integration into their family. So yeah, very unusual director, and I think you definitely see some hints of that within this one. So it's visually striking.
All right. You just saw another movie.
I did.
Called Him, right?
Him, yes.
So what is this? Tell me about Him.
This one, it's a football horror movie, which is a very intriguing concept. And something I want to touch on here is Jordan Peele produced this movie. He didn't direct it, he produced it. In all of the trailers that we're seeing here, specifically around like Thursday night football, Sunday football, because they're grabbing the audience. They throw Jordan Peele's name around, but it's, his production company, Monkey Paw Studios, financed it. He didn't actually direct it, and it's not getting the best reviews. And I think that's going to come back and hurt Jordan Peele's reputation because when you think of him, he's like 3 for 3, 4 for 4.
Right.
This past
right. And you expect, when you think of like sort of a supernatural horror type movie, Jordan Peele is probably the king of that genre, right?
Yeah.
And
You
this
know,
is just his production.
it's
He
just
didn't
his
do it.
production company. It's actually directed by Justin Tipping, who I believe is not the director. I really don't know. This could be his debut. I'm not totally sure. It's he's new to the game, but I think it's gonna hurt. Like Jordan Peele, everyone's asking me, "Are you seeing the new Jordan Peele movie?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm seeing it, but it's not his."
What do you think's going on with marketing and movies in general? Like, I feel like this summer we had a couple of big ones, the big blockbuster movies that got attention, and then like everything else sort of gets nothing.
I think we're seeing the aftermath of a classic July. It's always July when the big ones come. And, for a Big Bold Beautiful Journey, for example, it's like you have these two A-listers, and the director is somewhat well known, I guess, within the film world. But it's like, why are we not hearing more about this? Why do I have to go to another movie in order to see something about this? Give us some social media presence. Give us some. And to be fair, I did see a bit of that, but only this week.
You wonder if that sort of is the studio saying like, we don't know.
Yeah, and that's like the fact that you can call that out right there, gives you a reason not to go. Right. So it's like, why are we not combating that as a marketing play? So, people in the theater.
Charlie Oakes is with us. He's our Gen Z official Drive Time with DeRusha movie reviewer. As we look ahead, you start getting into when like more award-worthy type movies get released. Is there anything that's on the horizon that you're like, oh, I'm watching for this?
Yeah,
Excited.
totally. One battle after another comes out next week. Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio Toro, Paul Thomas Anderson, he directed There Will Be Blood, The Master, Boogie Nights, Phantom Thread. I mean, he's been there. He's one of the greats, and people are calling this one of the best movies of all time.
Oh,
it's kind of insane the traction it's getting right now, and I mean, if not the decade, but yeah, that's going to be one to see.
This is the movie.
It's got major Oscar buzz, and at the end of the day, it's DiCaprio. So, what do you expect? That's his sweet spot.
You know how long that movie is?
I believe it's like 162 minutes.
Yes.
It's like basically 3 hours.
It's like a 3-hour movie. But is that like sort of the requirement now when you're looking at like, all right, you're going to be in Oscar contention? That is sort of what they're looking for. Let's get the Oscars to give an award to like a 90-minute popcorn film. That would be.
That's a good point. I mean,
They
that's also
award it. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's a director's choice. All of his films are pretty long. Another one I want to talk about is The Smashing Machine.
Oh, me too. I was just going to bring that one up.
Okay, yeah. So this is The Rock's first kind of serious dramatic role, and he looks a little bit different. He has hair. He actually bulked up, which is hard to believe. He put on some more muscle for this, and this is directed by Benny Safdie of the Safdie brothers. And supposedly, The Rock is now generating Oscar buzz, which is kind of unheard of. And I think it'd be really funny to see, best actor contenders like Leonardo DiCaprio, and among the others we've seen this year, and then just I think that'd be great.
It's an interesting thing because he's been an enormous bankable movie star in terms of action films and stuff that's maybe on the lighter side, which isn't so much Oscar buzzworthy. Yeah, everything you hear about him in this role is okay. This was a focused role to try and generate buzz in that direction to show he has some serious acting.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it holds up.
It does. And it sounds like he's been very open about how this has been received at film festivals, and he's saying, I was very nervous to do this. This is really what I'm used to, but I'm happy I did, and I look forward to doing more things like this. And I think that's so cool.
All right, very good. And Charlie, our video stream of this segment, your takes are so hot that YouTube suspended our video stream in the middle of this segment.
No,
probably because I was playing.
I think it was
trailers.
Clip. Yeah.
Playing trailers on the video stream.
Well, hey,
I don't know.
they don't want to hear it, I guess.
It's called fair use. Fair use.
Yeah, if you keep it short enough, it should be.
What are you gonna do? I guess I'll reboot and start a new stream.
Yes. I don't know.
Oh,
Never
Are
happened
we
to us
live
before.
somewhere else?
it's still on the radio.
Still on the
We
radio,
still,
yeah.
we still exist.
Podcasting. We have audio.
Yeah, it's probably still on our Facebook.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, all our YouTubers started freaking out.
Yeah,
Like,
they did.
what happened? The FCC came for you next. Disney shut me down? Yeah. Very good. All right. What are you seeing anything this weekend?
This weekend, no. Probably just see what's on streaming. But next week we got the one battle after another.
Yeah.
Tron Ares. That'll be visually great.
We're bringing back
Tron. Now it's red. Was
It's red, and it's who's the star in that?
Jared Leto's in there.
Yep.
Evan Peters is in there. That's gonna be a fun one.
All right.
Yeah,
I
should
didn't
be a
know
good
they were
rest of the
still
year.
making Tron movies.
Well, it's been a
They're
bit.
not. I mean,
It's been a minute.
I think the first one was 2010, 2011.
The sequel was
The
somewhere in
sequel,
there.
right?
Yeah.
The original.
The original was back in the 80s.
Right.
All right.
So they're just spacing them out.
Spacing them out.
Yeah, take your time. There are no new ideas. We're just rebooting all the old stuff for sure.
Yep.
Very good. Charlie, it's good to see you. Thank you for
Good to
coming
see
in.
you. Thanks for having me.
As Charlie Oakes, our Gen Z movie reviewer. So hot. He got suspended from YouTube in the middle of the segment.
Yeah, they don't want to hear my takes, I guess.
Guess not. We'll break when we come back. It's too early to open early voting. Today, early vote. Too early. We'll talk about that next.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
So today is my 27th wedding anniversary, and what do I get? A video wishing me a happy anniversary, texted to me and Alyssa from Chris Lindahl. Nice, right? Chris Lindahl is our neighbor. He's a Minnesotan, grew up here, lives here, and has been such an innovator when it comes to real estate. You see him on the billboard. I just tell you, he texts me and sends like a sweet little message because people think it's like, oh, he's got his big old head on this giant billboard. He must be he's a real nice guy. And he is the guaranteed solution for selling your home fast. So a guaranteed cash offer helps people through lots of challenges in life. But right now, so many people are calling Chris Lindahl and saying, I got to sell my house before winter comes because it shuts down. And I don't have time to wait until spring to get paid out for a house I inherited or a house I want to get rid of or whatever the case is. Reach out to Chris Lindahl for the guaranteed cash offer today. When things go cold, you need speed and certainty. When you say yes to the guaranteed cash offer, you don't have to do repairs. You don't have to clear out stuff. You just go to chrislindahl.com. Get the guaranteed cash offer. Chris knows how to sell your house fast. You can call 763-401-SOLD or go to chrislindahl.com today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
Actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Wealth enhancement. We believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune in to the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
Just added to Farm Aid 40. Jenny Chesney, plus Winona Judd and Steve Earle. Saturday, September 20th, Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Also featuring Willie Nelson and family, Neil Young and the Chrome Arts, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds, Margot Price, Billy Strings, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, Trampled by Turtles, and more. Farm Aid 40, a full day of music, homegrown food, and activities. On sale now at farmaid40.org and 1-800-YOU-GOPHER.
Postman Law is about winning. If you've been hurt in a crash, on the job, or anywhere else, we fight to get you the most compensation possible. With over $3 billion recovered, our track record speaks for itself. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. Speed, ease, and results. Offices, Minneapolis.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
The Savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Those are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Mall's chili. Dang. That one little ad burns all the rest.
Time and money on prescription.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insured.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Okay, Chef IQ Sense, North 35E near Victoria Street, crashed into the left lane. Looks like they're getting pretty close to clearing out of the way in the meantime. It is slow as you come up from Highway 62. West 94 near County Road 81 up in the Rogers area. Accident working there, right lane affected. Things are slow past Maple Grove Parkway, North 169. County Road 81 to 610. And if you're on the south side of the Metro, southbound 35 is close, 106th Street down to Highway 15. Chef IQ says there's a wireless cooking thermometer that perfectly cooks your food. The Chef IQ probe is inserted into your food and connected to the Chef IQ app. Make sure you never under or overcook your food. It's that simple. Order now on chefiq.com with code word WCCO for 15% off. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast brought to you by Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan. Here's Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer. Oh, no. Here's what he sent me. And lights start going crazy. That's very exciting. Tonight, scattered showers, low of 63. Tomorrow, same day, high of 74. Sunday looks better, high of 75. Was that worth it? Rain throughout the Twin Cities right now. It's 71 on CC.
Broadcasting from the dailyagenda.com studios, this is News Talk 830 WCCO. Where do Minnesota insiders get their news in an informed way, analysis, and perspective that'll make you smarter at the water cooler? TheDailyAgenda.com.
I was just saying that it was your turn to do the weather. I was pointing back at you.
I got it.
It's your turn.
I got it.
We're trying to be aggressive.
I mean, it was visible.
Which is the point. I got to get your attention, man.
You did a fine job. So I asked ChatGPT a question today.
There's your first mistake.
Well, the question was because I was looking at this story that said early voting in Minneapolis and St. Paul elections begins today. And I believe the election is November 4th.
Last I checked.
I asked ChatGPT how many days until November 4th. And the answer is 46. 46. That's what ChatGPT said. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Okay? You can tell me if it's wrong. Is there any reason for anyone to be casting a vote today? If you cast a vote today, I would argue that you are not paying any attention to the campaign. You have 100% made up your mind. And I guess I question how that's even possible. If you're looking at the city of Minneapolis or the city of St. Paul, in St. Paul, one of the candidates just declared that she was running, what, a month ago? A month and a half ago? Like, it hasn't been that long since Kaylee Herr state rep announced that she was going to run. So if you want me to believe that you know enough about her positions, I don't believe you. And in the city of Minneapolis, the Reverend Dwayne Davis, Jazz Hampton are both relatively new to the process. I think that our early voting period is too long. I think it's too long. I begrudgingly accept. That was quite a swing.
It was quite a swing, yes.
I was going to say that I love that we give people more time to vote.
I do love that we give more
I
more time.
don't.
I know you don't.
I don't. But I begrudgingly accept that we as a society have decided we want it. And so we can. And so fine. Fine. I have not seen a ton of evidence that early voting has led to more people voting.
Mhm.
I think it's just simply convenient. And if we didn't have the convenience, we would still show up and vote. So I think checking out this early in the campaign is crazy. So 46 days is crazy. 30 days would be enough. Frankly, I think 2 weeks would be enough for you to figure this out.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonihan, is here to take your most